going on over here? Let's check in the Discord. All right, shout to Ron to the alter ego. All right, salute to KK. I live where you can't afford the vacation. That's a nice little view right there, man. That is a nice little view. All right, shout to Ron to the alter ego. All right, Chungy back in the Discord. Let me see. Oh, damn, this nigga is looking rough, my nigga. This nigga's looking rough. Holy, is this what life is about? You know, is this what life is for this nigga right here? I ain't gonna hold you. This nigga look rough as fuck, my nigga. You know, he's still doing them drugs on stream. I gotta catch a stream because my nigga, if that nigga ends up croaking on the fucking stream, I want to be the nigga that I'm watching it, and I want to be able to go live, my nigga. You know, I'm trying to see this nigga, you know, smoke himself silly. I want to see this nigga smoke himself into the next world. You heard you're gonna become homeless? Yo, that's crazy too, because I remember the last time I was going back and forth with this nigga. I believe he had just moved into the spot. It might be the same spot that he's at, right? And this nigga was flexing that he got a car. He was flexing that he got a motorbike and all that. And what you got, Zaya? And literally, I'm in the chat and I'm like, nigga, you know none of that shit is fucking yours, nigga. Why you fucking fronting on your roommate's valuables and stuff? And that nigga swore that it was all his, my crib, the people are staying with me, yada, yada, yada. And now you telling me this nigga about to become homeless? I'm saying, though, my nigga, like, you know, all the nigga do is smoke dope. Really, like, he not even like, how would you say it, man? There's like a particular word for it. I used to be this type of individual back in the day, you know what I mean? Like, when I was married, my wife had a homeboy. And you know, that nigga used to like to get pretty on the weekend. Y'all know what that means? Get pretty. All right, that means sniff coke, nigga. You feel me? And I was with it, man. Is that right? I was a coke sniffer back then. All right, so we would get pretty on the weekends. But the thing was, is that nigga, everybody had a job though. Everybody had a job. Rent was paid. Everything was done, my nigga. You know what I mean? We was, what's that called? A recreational drug user? Maybe a responsible drug user? You know, I don't know. Either way, my nigga, you know what I mean? Like, everybody used to work during the week, do their thing, and then Friday used to come, used to get that call, yo, y'all niggas trying to get pretty? Man, nigga, get your ass over here, nigga. Okay? Get your ass over here and make sure you bring your own sack. Make sure you bring your own 20 sack. Okay? At the time, my wife, which is baby mama's number 2, the kid that I don't know if it's mine or not, all right? You know, AKA Nose McGee. Okay, you couldn't leave her alone with the 20 sack, my nigga. Boy, oh boy. The 20 sack go missing. Bitch in there sniffing. She's taking forever. And then the next nigga going to the bathroom be like, where the 20 sack? You know, and then, you know, motherfuckers, man, where the 20 sack? Where the 20 sack? Oh, I forgot. I put it in my pocket, bitch. Leave that motherfucking 20 sack in the bathroom, ho. What the fuck is the matter with you? Nose McGee. Yo, my baby mama's, bro. She probably still is a coke sniffer, though. I ain't gonna hold you. You know, I gave that shit up though. The booger sugar. I could never really get a good drip. You know, I got the good drip like the very first time, and that's where I get where people say that they do drugs, and you're always chasing like that first high. The first high is the one that always feels the best, right? When that motherfucking that first drip hit you, nigga, and everything starts spinning, and you like, holy shit, this is amazing. And then after that, I don't know, my nigga. I always chalked it up to I had too many nose hairs. Because I could never like really get that motherfucker to like drip like the first time. You know, so like, you know, I used to do a little, you know, a little cocaina, you know, with the wife and the homeboy. But you know, after a while, I said, man, fuck this nigga. I'd rather smoke weed, nigga, or just drink. And let me see, around that time, I'm trying to think. I've never been a crack nigga. Never. I never smoked crack, my nigga. I think the absolute worst that I've ever done that it wasn't by my own accord was that a motherfucker laced the weed with what you call it? What's that motherfucker called? Not acid. It's something else. What's the shit that motherfuckers put in the weed, my nigga? You know, make you start hallucinating and shit. The woolies? Well, the Wooly is what it's called, but what's the drug that they put in there? LSD, something to that effect. One time, a nigga had me smoking that shit. It was my first baby mom's cousin. You know, the nigga asked me to go uptown so he could buy some fucking dust. That's what it is. I think it was dust, but it might have been dust, PCP. It might have been one of those, right? So, you know, yo, hold on, man. Hold on, nigga. I'm trying to tell a motherfucking story. And these niggas with the fucking whistle, my nigga. I can't concentrate, bitch. Can you shut the fuck up? Okay, shut the fuck up, nigga. I'm talking. All right. So, oh, and this nigga ended. All right, so I'll just leave it there for now, right? So, yeah. So, my baby mamas, my first baby mamas, she had a cousin, and you know that motherfucker thought that he was going to be Pablo Escobar. The nigga asked me to go with him uptown, nigga, to go get some work. All right, and I said, I'll roll with you, my nigga. I'll roll with you. You know, I rolled up with him. You know, we went to some fucking building. I remember being in the, you know, and I have slight recollections of this, right? So I do remember, I don't remember the trip up there. I remember us getting into the building, and then I remember us being in like a small ass room, you know, and, you know, motherfuckers just breaking up the weed and serving them and shit. And then I remember leaving, and I remember headed towards the train station. That nigga said, yo, you know, before we get on the train, nigga, smoke up, nigga. So I said, all right, yeah, I smoke, I pass it, he passed it, all that fly shit. By the time we got on the train, my nigga, that nigga looked like Satan to me. That nigga had horns, nigga, everything, my nigga. I was so fucking shook, bro. Okay, I was shook out of my fucking mind. Every time I would look at that nigga's face would be fucking morphing and melting and shit, and fucking horns growing out of his fucking head, nigga. And I'm just like, and that nigga like, yo, is the shit hitting? I'm just like, nigga, just don't look at me, nigga. Okay, wet they call it now. Yeah, your boy was wet tea. Okay. Some devil's advocate shit. Yes, that nigga was morphing his whole face, horns, everything, my nigga. Okay. And in my mind, I'm just like, yo, nigga, what's going on? Right? I'm trying to tell myself, nigga, you high, nigga, just relax. So that's the worst, okay? The worst experience I've ever had, like high. I've done weed. I've done ecstasy, although I ain't done ecstasy since, I want to say maybe since I was like, maybe like 19, 18. No, younger than that. I think I was like 17 when I did ecstasy. Back then, the ecstasy pills, them shits lasted like 12 hours, my nigga. Okay, 12, 13 hours, fucked up high. I ain't gonna hold you, my nigga. I used to do ecstasy with my homeboy. I used to live, this is gonna sound weird as fuck, right? There was a time that I was at my grandmother's house, right? I got kicked out, and then I went back maybe 2 or 3 times. I got kicked out, but the final time I got kicked out, I went to stay with my homeboy's girl, right? I was staying there. Yo, the family showed me mad love, all that fly shit, and we used to do fucking E, nigga, and just do E 12 hours and then pop another one. We used to go days on end doing E, right? And yo, there was one time we was in there, and that bitch kept fucking grinding her fucking teeth. Yo, come to find out, nigga, she shattered like the whole fucking this little back tooth right here that is like part of your like your jaw. You know, that's really where you put all the food at, where you be chomping. Like you might bite some food, nigga, you pull it, nigga. But as soon as it goes into your mouth, it goes into like these back areas right here, where that's where it puts in the most work. You feel me? And boy, oh boy, okay, boy, bitch fucked up a whole shit back there. So we used to do that. So I only did E back then. Okay. Since then I've never tried ecstasy ever again. Okay. Rolling. Okay. But yeah, I did ecstasy back then. So I done weed, I done ecstasy, right? Then I got introduced to the coke, right? Matter of fact, it was the same homeboy that I lived with his girl. It was the same homeboy. We was at his crib, and you know, this nigga used to jack his brother's what you call it, clothes and stuff like that. So, you know, the nigga getting ready, he asking me, yo, about the fit and all that. And then you know, we had gotten a call, and it was a local, you know, a stick-up type kid, a drug dealer in the area, that he was selling a car, right? Stupid cheap. He sold us like a car for like $100 or some shit like that. So my boy is getting fly, right? And he like, yo, let's go get the whip. Bang. So we go get the whip. And you know, he finally admits, because you know, this nigga used to front. He admits to me like, yo, Victor, man, I don't know how to drive, nigga. And I was like, yo, I know how to drive. I'm lying though. I didn't know how to drive back then, right? So I was like, well, you know, like I could drive. And he was like, all right, well, let me just drive a little bit and then, you know, I'll pass it to you. Let me try to get the hang of this motherfucker. I was like, all right, no doubt. And that motherfucker, we picked up the car. That nigga, where we lived at, it was sort of like, yo, matter of fact, can I look this up? This would be so much better if I could look this up. Let me see. I'm gonna do Google Maps. Yo, let me do Google Maps. Hold on. Because the story is good, but the story's even better if I could show y'all. Let me do Hillside Avenue. Maybe let me do Hollis Court Boulevard. Hollis Court Boulevard is where I grew up at. Hollis Court Boulevard. Let me see where that's at. Ooh. Okay. Can I do the... I want to do where you could see it, though. This is fucking a beauty. Hold on. Let me go like this. This is all I need right here, right? Let me do this, right? Man, fuck these protests. We'll come back to these protests, man. It's motherfucking story time. It's a motherfucking Friday. We chopping it up. Oh, hold on. I can't do that. I got to bring this thing over here. Okay. All right. So, bam. Okay. So, there was one time I told y'all a story about 1-800-SKY-PAGE, where you would press one on the payphone. You would just press 1-800-SKY-PAGE. And then you would wait to hear the click. And then you just press, no, sorry. 1-800-SKY-PAGE, and then as soon as you hear it ring and then it picks up, you just press the star until you hear it click. Once you hear it click, my nigga, you could just dial a phone number and you could be on there all day. That used to be right here, nigga. Right here on this corner. I used to sit right here on this corner. It's the exit of the highway. Okay, the exit of the highway. I used to sit here with a chair, nigga, all fucking day long, nigga, on the phone. Okay. All right, so I'm getting a couple of memories, man. All right, salutes. This right here, this the green giant right here, where I used to. I told y'all one time, whenever we talk about like food stamps and shit, right? My grandmother used to send me up to the block to get milk with food stamps. That was back then when it was food stamps. It was like money though, right? It was the paper, right? And I used to be right here, and like this doesn't allow you to go into the store, but the register's right here. So once you're standing right here ready to pay, this is the entrance. Anybody could see you, right? So I used to be there telling the nigga, hurry up, give me the change, because all my peoples used to hang out right here. They used to hang out right here. All the niggas that I knew hung out right here and right here. Okay. So what would happen is I would stand there and then these niggas would see me and they'd be like, yo, Victor. And they would be coming across the block. And I didn't want nobody to know I was on food stamps. Remember the time I told y'all that I robbed the Chinese man? And it was up some steps and shit. Look, it's over here. Look, it's over here. Look. Oh, you can't go in there. Can I go up here? No. Oh, no. I'm going to have to go down the block. Let me show y'all real quick, man. Let me show y'all. Damn, this is the old neighborhood right here. Bang, so you go over here. I'm going to have to take a block up. All right, so we just go right here. Go up here. Oh, shit. Hold on. Right here. It's this block right here. This is going to end up dead ending. Look, dead end right here. Look, right? You see the dead end? See, I just tried to bring you up this way. Right? Look. Right? Go right here. Let me time this motherfucker. Let me see where it's at. No. I'm going to say right here. One of these houses right here. Damn. My nigga, I ain't gonna hold you. I think it's this house right here. Okay, so what we would do back in the day, right? We would call into the Chinese food place and we would put in an order for food, right? And we would tell them niggas, make sure to bring change for 100. All right. And one time we was up here, right? No lights here. You know, there's a security here, but you got to remember, this is when I was like maybe like 15, 16, right? So this is like damn near, 20 years ago plus, 30 years ago. So there was no security cams and nothing like that. And there wasn't really lights. I'm almost 100. It's one of these two, man. I think it's this one, though, because it was kind of open up here from what I remember, unless these trees have grown, regardless of the fact, right? The Chinese food guy comes and he comes up these steps. Bang, we catch this nigga up here. Bang, we grab him. Nigga, don't do nothing, nigga. We got the tool to your head. I think the nigga had like a make-believe gun or some shit like that, right? Bang, we grab the Chinese food and we grab the money, right? So then we're running down the steps, but you already know when your adrenaline is pumping, nigga, you might try to like hop a bunch of these steps, right? Look at the steps. Hold on, I got to get like right here. Why doesn't it put me like right in front? Let me do like this. You see, it kind of like goes too much. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see right here. You get. Let me see it right here. So you kind of. Well, hold on, because I honestly think it's this house. But look, you see this house right here. So if you know, we're waiting like back here in the dark. So the nigga comes up the steps, and right here, bang, we hit him. You know what I'm saying? Bang, we steal the money, we steal the Chinese food, right? So coming down these steps, niggas is excited. So you're kind of like jumping a bunch of steps. So I jumped a bunch of steps and I kind of like tripped right here, but not enough for me to fall. Okay. I tripped enough to where I had a beeper and the beeper came off and it slid. It slid across the street. Like, slid so much that it ended up over here somewhere. And I took off running. You see where the chick's at? Now imagine I'm here. This is like the other nigga. It's like 4 of us. I don't know how this nigga knew, but he turns around and he says, yo, you dropped your beeper. And I look back and he just runs past me. He runs past me, comes over here, grabs it, and then runs. And what we did is when you get over here, you could cut through this grass. Okay. See how you could cut through the grass right there? You could cut right in here through the grass. And then technically, hold on. When you cut in through the grass up here, you come around and then you cut in through here. I believe this building we went into, like the basement or some shit like that. We went into the basement, niggas ate the food, divvied up the money, and then, you know, we got the fuck up out of there. But that's that story right there. Okay. There's a bunch of stories that I've told y'all, and I'm seeing all these places now. But let me tell you the one where we with the car. So this is where we bought the car at. Okay, right here. So this wasn't like this before. This was open right here, and the car was back here. Okay, we bought the car from the nigga's name was Junior. We bought the car from Junior right here, right? Bang. I'm looking now. This has always been here, this laundromat, and this was the first Chinese food place that accepted food stamps. We used to get Chinese food from here with food stamps. Another thing is that I had a homeboy that used to live up here. Okay, I had a homeboy that used to live up here. All right, let me show y'all where this happened. Right, so we bought the car. Right, we bought the car here, and then we do like this. My boy Walter, he drives it, and he drives it up to here. No. Past this. I want to show y'all. Not too much. Is it too much? Or is it over here? No, it's over here. Okay, right here. Bam. Where I used to live with the homeboy and his girl was right here. Okay. So we get the car, right? He comes up this block. Bing, hold on. We didn't pass none, right? No. He comes up this block. And then, yep, we make a turn right here. We make a turn. I ain't gonna hold you. I think it's this block. Let me see. Is this Hillside? No, it ain't this one. There's like another block. Hold on. We got to go back up here. No, it's not that one. Where's that nigga live at? Is it over here? No. Hold on. Damn, that'd be crazy if I could find the house. I think it's this one right here. It's this one right here. All right, bang, look. So I might have went up a different street, but I think this is the street that we go down. Bang. Yo, right here. This nigga Walter, my nigga. This nigga don't know how to drive, man. Okay. he coming down this street right here, and the nigga not hitting the brakes. This nigga ends up swerving, right? You see these people right here? This nigga ends up swerving and hitting this tree right here. Okay? The nigga hits the tree with the car. All right? Then he's just like, oh my God, yo, I ain't got no license, yada, yada, yada. I don't know why. In the moment, I said, fuck it. The nigga hopped out, and I hopped out too. And I said, yo, don't worry. I'll take the charge, right? I don't know why I did this. Don't worry. I got it. The police came, and I believe the reason I did it was because I had a permit, right? He didn't have anything. So with the permit, the cops come, and I let them know, yo, we just bought this car, and the brakes didn't work. Us coming down the hill. You know what I'm saying? Here's my permit, you know, like, now, if I remember, like, and maybe it's different now than it was back then. I believe that when you have a permit during certain hours, you cannot drive alone. You got to drive with like an adult or something like that. All right. Regardless of the fact, I remember that I had a permit because it's going to play into something later. So, you know, I didn't necessarily get in trouble. I got a bunch of tickets though. And what didn't get me into trouble was that these people came out, and they were there in the midst of me talking to the police and stuff like that. And me and Walter kept telling these people, yo, we live down the block, right? Walter lives like down this block over here. Walter's brother does yard maintenance. That's what his specialty is. So Walter was telling this nigga, yo, I live down the block. My brother will come fix all this, because Walter tore all this fucking grass up. So Walter told him, like, yo, bro, like, my brother does landscaping. That's what's called landscaping. My brother will come fix all this shit, you know, for free. You know what I mean? So this guy was cool. He was like, yo, straight. So because this guy wasn't making a big deal, the cops let us go. Right now, the car ends up getting towed. My nigga, we paid like $100 for the car. We didn't have the car for more than 10 minutes. You know, I showed you, we bought it from where it was at, and then we just drove down the road. We drove up the block, and then we're coming down the block because we're coming towards where Walter lives. Walter lives down here. So he lost control, bang, car done. Nigga, it gets towed, whatever the case may be. Now, I know later on in life, years later, I changed my permit to a driver's license, right? And I had a bunch of tickets that I had to pay. And I think the license was suspended. I think the permit was suspended. By the time I went to go, like, oh shit, you know, because I remember at you know, when you live in Queens, when you live in New York, I should say, my nigga, public transportation is everywhere. You don't need a car. You don't. Okay. Florida is different. You might need a car in Florida unless you live, you know, if you live in very commercialized area, then you might be good. But for the most part, you need a car in Florida. In New York, you don't need no fucking car, nigga. You can take the bus everywhere. And if not, the bus to the train anywhere. So after this, I didn't really give a fuck. I didn't pay attention to it. Right. But later on in life, I think this is around when I'm like 15, maybe 15, 16. When I turned 19, I'm going to buy my first vehicle. Okay. And when I went to buy my first vehicle, like I bought it cash. I bought it. Bang. Someone signed me the title. I got it. And then I said, oh shit, I got to go get my license. Bang. I went to go get the license, and then I had to pay, bro, I think it was like in like fees and, you know, penalties and tickets. I think it was upwards of like $750-ish, you know, because I remember it being a lot. So bang, I paid all that off and took care of it. But long story short, because this is all the Coke story. This is the first time I ever tried Coke. Okay. After all this happened, we had to walk down this block. Okay. And Walter lived in this building. We went up in there, you know, that Higa, you know, we was your heart racing. Oh shit, that shit was crazy. This, that, and the third. And that's when I saw Walter, you know, and I was just saying, you know, like, and that Higa, you know, he did, hey, pass it to me. And I said, fuck it, nigga, right there. Bang. I took my first pass. Now, that's how I started Coke. That was my first Coke encounter. My worst Coke encounter was also with Walter, right? Walter thought he was Pablo Escobar, another nigga, thinking that he gonna be a big drug dealer, right? And one time we bought work, and what he did was he split it. We bought the work, and he split. I think we bought 7 grams. He gave me 3.5, nigga, and I kept 3.5, right? But let me see if I can find this other location. Okay, and shout outs to let me see. You see this Burger King right here? This is Burger King, right? Yeah. This is the first Burger King I ever worked at. This is the first. Man, I've told y'all I've worked at fast food before. I've only worked at one fast food ever. Burger King. This one right here. Okay. Let me see. Hold on. I want to get y'all right here. And I want to get y'all right here. Boy, I remember all these blocks. Okay. Bang. Right here. Right here. See right here? Yo, my nigga, the 3.5, nigga. I don't know what the fuck was going through my mind, my nigga. Okay. But I sat here in this corner right here and I sniffed up the whole fucking 3.5. Yo, crazy. I sat here and sniffed up the whole 3.5, my nigga. That's when I knew drug dealing was not for me. You know that get high on your own supply. My nigga, not only get high on your own supply, nigga. I sniffed up all the work, nigga. No re-up money, no nothing. Okay? This is when my drug dealing days ended, my nigga. I knew that it wasn't for me. Okay? So now, let me see. Because there's another story attached to this, right? This is all happening around the same time. Yeah, I did it all. Right here, literally in the middle in the dark. The thing is that there's lights over here. Look, I know it specifically. There's no light. There used to be a light here, bro. Because I remember that this was dark right here. And this is, you see how this is lit up, but it's daytime. There was a light that was shining here, that this was lit up and this wasn't. And I sat right there in the corner, my nigga, and just kept sniffing and sniffing and sniffing. And then next thing I know, I didn't have no more work. Okay. All right. All this is happening at the same time. So the person that we got the person that we got the car from, Junior, technically local stick-up kid and drug dealer. There is a point in time that another deal is done with him. This time the deal is done for a gun. Okay? Salutes, man. All right, so let's go right here because I got to take you back up to where Shorty you. Oh no, hold on, we went too much. Right here. Bang, bang. Let's go up here. All right. No, not this one. It's this one over here. Bang. Okay. Pizzeria across the street. There used to be a pizzeria here. I think it's either this one or this one. It used to be there. It's not there. No. It was the corner one. Now it's a realty. Okay. So I used to stay right here in this crib right here. Okay. I used to stay in here. And this was the bedroom that we was doing the fucking the damn ecstasy in. Right. So this is my boy Walter's girls. It's not his girl's crib. It's because remember, we're all young. It's his girlfriend's mama crib. And it's the mama, Walter's girl's sister, and then two little sisters. Okay. So I used to stay here, right? So the incident with the car, you know, that shit is passed already. Another deal is done with Walter and with Junior, right? And the deal is over a gun. Okay. So the deal is done. Everything is good, right? And then like 2 weeks pass, and word around the neighborhood is that there's another drug dealer that's looking for Junior on some, you know, like if I see that, hey, I'm gonna kill him. Okay. There's a day that Junior shows up here. He knocking on the door, and that Higa want to speak to Walter, right? So that Higa speaks to Walter. Walter's out there. I'm inside. We chilling on the couch and stuff like that. And he comes in. He like, yo, nigga, Junior out there, and he tripping, nigga. And I'm like, well, what the fuck going on? He's saying that he need his gun back, but he ain't got the money to give us back for the gun. And I said, wait, what? He said, yeah. In the mix of all that, I don't know why, but the nigga Walter went and grabbed the gun. Okay. I think because he originally told me that Junior didn't have the money. Right. And then maybe a couple of minutes later, he's saying, yo, I guess Junior said he could come up with the money. It's like, all right, cool. Out of nowhere, me and Walter are standing right here. Right. And I just remember Junior walking off and then cutting this corner and going up here, up this way. And then I'm asking Walter, like, yo, so did you get the money? And he's like, no, I thought you got the money. And I'm like, nah, hell no, nigga. Where's the gun at? Walter's like, I gave it to him. I'm like, nigga, you fucking tripping, nigga. Bang, we both walk out, right? So now we both walk out of here. Junior's already like up here somewhere. We both walk out. We turn the corner. Walter walks up this way, and I walk up this way. And we like, yo, no lie, my nigga. I got like right here. And this nigga, Junior, turns around, nigga, and he starts shooting. Okay? I don't know how. I seen the muzzle flash. All I did was drop on the floor. You know, I ran back. We ran back inside. Yo, what the fuck, nigga? That nigga shot at us. This is crazy. All right. I remember Walter calling his brother, and then his brother and Walter, his brother showed up and said, yo, let's go look for that nigga. And I'm walking out, and I remember them saying, nah, nigga, chill here just in case this nigga come back to the crib. All right. Keep the phone ready to call us to come back to the crib if the nigga come back to the crib. And I said, all right. Okay. Them niggas ended up dipping. They didn't find Junior. Years would pass, and I almost am tempted to go and show you where that's at, because this is all like, you know. So right here, the first time ever I got shot at, my nigga. No lie, like I could remember it. I'm like looking like this. Imagine I'm standing right here, and Junior's like right up here, nigga, and I just see the muzzle, bow, 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 you know, and I didn't get hit. Okay, so now fast forward years later. Couple years later, right? Let me go to that major street. Where is it at? Right here, bang. I got to go all the way down. Yo, matter of fact, this is one of my first, I used to work for this company right here. It's a glass company. Is it still there? Oh no, it's not even there. There used to be a glass company I used to work for right here. I think it was one of these. But let me keep going down because I got to go down to Jamaica. Right here. Bam. Nope. 217. No, Capital One building. No. It's this way. Bang. There's a railroad right here. A railroad station right there. It's over here. All right. So now a couple of years later, it's no longer there. This right here used to be a corner store. It's a C&D. I don't know what the fuck that is. All right. So this used to be a corner store. So a couple of years later, this was Junior's spot to sell drugs at right here on this corner. Right. And I used to rent a room that was like down here somewhere. You know, I used to rent a room and I used to walk over here to go to the store. So then come to find out, I guess when I was walking to the store, I would never see Junior. We was never running into each other. And then one day we ran into each other, right? We ran into each other and, you know, the nigga kind of like was like looking at me and shit. So now come to find out, let me continue with the story, right? So we kind of eyeballing each other. And, you know, that nigga's like looking at me like, yo, what you want to do? And, you know, I still feel a certain type of way that I got shot at. So I'm with the bullshit. I just don't know if he got a piece on him. So like, I remember us having a standoff here. And he ends up telling me, yo, man, I don't know why you defend that nigga Walter. That nigga Walter used to talk shit about you, yada, 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 this, that, and the third. And I'm like, wait, what you talking about? He's like, fuck yeah, nigga. Why you think I went over there to get the gun? That nigga, I heard that nigga was talking mad greasy shit about me, this, that, and the third. And I was like, well, I don't know nothing about that. And he said, yo, man, Vic, man, I ain't never had no issue with you. We was cool. But the thing is, you was rolling with that nigga and that nigga was talking shit. He was like, yo, let's clear the air, man. How can I clear the air with you? And I said, well, you know, I ain't gonna hold you, my nigga. Like, technically the money that got spent on the gun, nigga, that was my money. You know, Walter asked me to front the bread for the gun, but nigga, that was my money. I was out of gun. I was out the money, and nigga, you took the gun. So like, you know, I feel like I got robbed, my nigga. He said, man, let's settle this shit right now. Right? So bang, look right here. There's like a back alleyway right here. See that back alleyway? I don't know why I trusted this nigga, my nigga. This nigga told me, yo, man, come with me to the back, nigga. I'm gonna give you, I'm gonna repay you. I don't know why, my nigga. I should have never, because that nigga was a grimy nigga. That nigga could have killed me, right? But for some odd reason, it felt right. So I said, all right, nigga, right here from the corner store. We walked back here. We walked into this alleyway, and that nigga gave me a gun. Okay. He said, yo, this is the best I could do, my nigga. You know, I could give you a gun for the gun that I took from you. And I said, you know what? Yo, deal, my nigga. Let's just do it. Bang. All right. He went his way. I went my way. Okay. He kept on hustling right here. And then I dipped off with the gun. And then that gun I ended up selling later on down the line. Okay. But that happened right here. C&D. This used to be a corner store bodega. Okay. And this nigga used to be out here hustling all fucking day, all fucking night. This bingo hall always been here. I'm trying to think of what else, man. What other stories have I told y'all, Higgins, man? I think that's it, man. That I can remember off the top of my head. I think that's it. Let me see down here. There used to be a supermarket over here that I used to hang out in front of. Look right here. This one. This one. We used to hang in front of this supermarket. We used to hang in front of this apartment building. And then it's funny because I used to hang over here. The 7-Eleven. Look at it right here. Bang. I used to hang here at the 7-Eleven. There used to be drug activity here, right? This is when I was younger. Then when I got older, there was a moment that I went back to chill with my oldest son. Come to find out, my oldest son used to hang out right here. You know? Jamaica Ave, man. Let me see. What else? What else is over here? Oh, let me see real quick. Because I told you I used to rent a room. That's why I used to walk to that corner store. The room used to be right here. I think it's this one. Because there's no other houses right here. And it wasn't. I don't think it was. Oh, it was past the train station. I used to rent a room from one of these spots right here. Hold on, this look a little too far. I think it's one of these houses in here. One of these houses used to rent out the basement, and I used to rent a room in the basement. And that's what would make me walk down this way, right? I would walk down here, and then I would go this way to the corner store. The corner store's over here. Bang. See? Yo, there was one time, bro. That I was trying to line a nigga up at this corner store, nigga. And I remember waiting over here in the dark, nigga, right here. Right here. And used to be able to see across the street. Crazy. Do I got any wrenches in the house, man? Do I got any wrenches in the house? Any wrenches? There we go. Scuba Steve. Just go ahead, tap J-Fam real quick. I feel like you're mocking me, my nigga, with the W story and the W stuff. Like, I feel like you're mocking me, nigga. So I'm just going to trust my gut, nigga, and tap that nigga, bro. Tap that nigga. Give him like a 30-minute or something. Take a break, nigga. Go get some. I feel like you're mocking me, nigga. You are, nigga. I feel like it. Get that nigga 30 minutes, my nigga. Get that nigga 30 minutes, please. Get him out of here. 30 minutes. Yeah, go get some water, my nigga. You're mocking me, my nigga. You're mocking me. I know it. You've been doing this since the other day, my nigga. Come on, bro. W stream, I appreciate W story, W everything. Like, I get it, my nigga. But you mocking me, nigga. You trolling me, nigga. Now I'm trolling you back.
Holla!
You trolling me?
Jonathan Pantua sent $2 salutes to all my people. Blessings to all of you and your family. Check in on your loved ones in this beautiful world we live in, cause life is way too short, my higgas.
Yeah, salutes, man. You feel me? He trolling me. I gotta troll back, nigga. I feel like you're mocking me, my nigga. Okay, salutes. All right. Shout out to Jonathan. All right. Listen. I told y'all from now on, when you troll me, nigga, I'm gonna troll you back, bro. I'm gonna troll you back. And look, I'm gonna even give you a reason why I'm trolling you back. I feel like you're mocking me, my nigga. Salute, shout out to Jonathan Pantoja. Let's fucking go. Salutes to all my peoples. Blessings to all of you and your family. Check in on your loved ones. in this beautiful world we live in, because life is way too short, my higgers. That's a fact, man. Check in on your loved ones, man. Okay, check on your mamas, your papas. You feel me? Check in on them, my nigga. Okay, I'm telling you, you're gonna feel a certain type of way, nigga, when them niggas ain't here no more. Okay, so while they're here, my nigga, check in on them. Give them your ear. Aunque sea a couple of minutes a day or something like that. Give them your ear, my nigga, because you're gonna regret when they're not here no more. Okay, salutes, man.